I've been a vampire since I was maybe 19 years old, something like that.
I got turned about 1977. I was at a disco club in Bristol with some of my mates.
It started, I was pretty young. I went out to college and we used to go to these parties, and you never think something like that's going to happen to you until one day you go to the campus clinic and they tell you, that you have an incurable disease and that's going to mark you for the rest of your life. I was going to be an entomologist. It was going to be really great, but I had to leave. And because of my disease, I couldn't go back home because my family didn't accept me. I've been refused medical care, I've lost my jobs. Sorry, it's just really hard.
A thing you need to know about England in the 70s was we had just found out about the vampire problem in America. And the youth at that age was, we were all trying to be a bit dangerous, so we were all biting each other's necks. So I was at this club listening to the new glam rock single. I was funking it up, having a good time, having a blast with some of my mates, drinking some cocktails, and this bloke came up to me and he said, hello. And I was like, hi. And he's like, can I bite your neck? It was about 2-3 days later when my friend came up to me and said, maybe you've turned into a vampire. I was like, no, that's only a problem in America. And then I got tested. And I found out the news and it was just mind-blowing and I didn't know what to do. I did some research, I called some of my contacts in America and they said, there's some vampire support groups for you. And I was like, great, it's like the promised land. So I came over and it wasn't like that at all. People threw things at me, they knew, I don't know how they knew, but they knew right away who I was. They started calling me sucker and all these crazy, ridiculous terms, and it was just hell. It was absolute hell. Lord, I wish I went back earlier, that's what I have to say. It's terrible. And the tea is crap. They wouldn't know how to make an Earl Grey if they got slapped in the face with it. That's all I've got to say.
They didn't have education programs then like they do now. Not that it's really that much more accepted now, but at least there's a lot more knowledge about how it goes on, how it gets spread from person to person, how to avoid it. Back then, it was all abstinence all the time. They didn't have the mouth guards that they have now. Now you can get them disposable, 75 cents a pop, but they didn't have those then. They were a real investment, and if you didn't know better, you didn't know better. They come in colors now and flavors, that's what I've heard. I've never tried one myself. That was before the Vampire Exclusion Act, although obviously I was affected by that. I still have my tattoo. You can see it. V246013772. That hurt. That really hurt. That was the first time that I felt like, not only am I struck down by this disability, but now they're gonna blame me for it.
People were afraid of us, so we tried to integrate into society.
They passed laws saying that we have to file our teeth down, but it didn't help. People still say really offensive things to me, like, do you sparkle? They also make really offensive signs.
We blog about, like the things that people say to us, we share our stories, we find friends.